Right, ma? So, good morning to Ananda. So, in the last session, we'll discuss about the concept of public key cryptography. So, the two types of keys are there. Two types of cryptographic keys are there. One is a symmetric key cryptography. Second one is public key cryptography. We also call it as asymmetric key cryptography. In symmetric key cryptography, only one key is used for encryption purpose and the decryption purpose. Means the same key is used for encryption and the decryption purpose. Whereas public key cryptography, the two keys are used. One is public, second one is private. The public key, which may be known by anybody, whereas the private key is known only to the recipient. Known only to the recipient. Means the public key cryptography, each participants having the two keys. One is public, second one is private. Public key knows for all the participants in the network, whereas the private key is personal, that is, which knows only to the recipient. So in the last session, we'll discuss what are the ingredients of the public key cryptography. So what are the ingredients there? Plain text, encryption algorithm, public key, private key, ciphertext, and the decryption algorithm. These are 6 ingredients in public key cryptography. 6 ingredients in public key cryptography. In the last session, we discussed with diagrammatically how the encryption is done using the public key. How the encryption is done using the public key. And also public key cryptography. And also public key cryptography. How the encryption is done by using private key. By using private key. That's in the last session we discussed with the diagrammatically. And also in the last session we also discussed what are the difference between symmetric key and the public key. Symmetric key and the public key. And also we'll discuss in the last session public key crypto system, how the confidentiality is provided and how authentication should be provided and how both authentication and confidentiality should be provided by using public key crypto system. Public key crypto system. Now, today class will discuss about the concept of key management. Means how the keys are managed. How the keys are managed in the network. There are two aspects to the use of public key cryptography. One is distribution of public keys. Second one is the use of public key encryption to distribute the secret keys. To distribute the secret keys. How many ways, ma? The key management, there are two aspects to use the public key. One way is distribution of public keys. Second way is the use of public key encryption to distribute secret keys. To distribute the secret keys. Now, the first one is the distribution of public keys. How the public keys can be distributed. There are 4 ways to distribute the public keys. The 4 ways are: one is public announcement, second one is public available directory, third one is public key authority, and the fourth one is public key certificates. Public key certificate. So, in key management, the two aspects to use the public key cryptography. One is distribution of public keys. Second one is the use of public key encryption to distribute secret keys. Again, the distribution of public key. There are 4 ways to distribute the public keys. One is public announcement. Second one is public available directory. Third one is public key authority. Fourth one is public key certificates. Public key certificates. Now let us will see one by one. We'll see one by one. That is, in distribution of public keys, how public announcement, public available directory, public key authority, public key certificates, the distribution of public keys, these 4 ways can be done. How? That's one by one, we'll see that. Here the first one is public announcement of public keys. That is announcement of the public keys. Here user distribute the public keys to the recipients or the participants or broadcast to communicate at large network. At large network. It may be by email messages or post to the news groups or email list. They are sended. These are my public keys. The participants' public keys can be sent through email messages, posted to the news group or email list or something else. That is, these are my public keys. These are my public keys. So and so participants, so and so recipients are broadcast to community at large. Here, by using this, we'll see that here the user A, one participant, he has to announce his public key in publicly. Here, already in the last session, we'll discuss that the public key of the participant can be represented as PU. Here, whose public key? The A's public key. That's why in suffix, it may be represented PUA. In some textbook, they may be represented as KUA. Means U represent public key. KUA, public key of the participant A. Here, the participant A has to announce his public key publicly. He announced his public key publicly. PUA, public key of the participant A. Public key of the participant A. He has to announce his public key in publicly. Similarly, the another user or the another participant, he has to announce his public key in publicly. That's why the name is public announcement of public keys. Public announcement, distribution of public keys. The 4 ways are, one is public announcement. So in public announcement, the user distribute keys to the recipient or broadcast to communicate at large. They may be sent to email messages or post to news group or email list. Email list. So what are the major weakness by this method? The major weakness is forgery. Means anyone can create a key claiming to be someone else and broadcast it. Right? There is a major drawback it. Until forgery is discovered, can be masked as claimed user for authentication purpose. He served as authorized person. He served as authorized person. He has to know everything for the other participants. Unless until he has to find he is an unauthorized person. He is an unauthorized person. There is a major weakness in this method. So one of the method is public announcement. Distribution of public keys. There are 4 ways. One is public announcement. Second one is public available directory. Third one is public key authority. And the fourth one is public key certificate. So in public key announcement, the participant announce his public keys in publicly. Here the participant A announce his public key in publicly. Similarly, the another participant B, he published his public key in publicly, right? So the public key can be represented as PU, the participant A, that's why PUA, another participant, so that it's represent PUB. The private key can be represented as PR, PR, private key, right? In some textbook, they may be represented KR, KR, private key. Public key, PU or KU, KU, right? Next. Second one, in distribution of public keys, publicly available directory. Publicly available directory. Publicly available directory. Here, it can be obtained the greater security by registering the keys with public directory. With public directory. Suppose some of the participants are there, 10 participants are there, the 10 participants has to register their keys in public directory. So those who are registered in the public directory, their keys, it should provide a greater security. It can be obtained a greater security by registering keys with public directory. With public directory. Here a directory must be trusted with properties. The properties are, it contains the name, public key entities, the name of the person and that person public key, and participants register securely with the directory by using the directory private key, by using public directory private key. They has to register. Participants can replace key at any time. Suppose I want to participate, I want to replace my public and private keys. The participants can be replaced the key at any time. Directory is periodically published. So and so the participants, public keys. So and so the participants, these are the public keys. That's why the directory is periodically published. So already I am saying that the public key knows for all the participants in the network, whereas the private key is kept it as a personal. He knows only to the recipients only. So here, the major drawback in public available directory is still vulnerability to tampering or forgery. Some they may be attacking the other persons, unknown persons, right? Here, how this can be represented diagrammatically. Publicly available directory. See that the participant A, he has to register his public key in public key directory. Similarly, the another participant has to register his public key in public key directory. Public key directly should periodically publish the participants' public keys. Participants' public keys. This public key directory periodically publish the participants' public keys. Participants' public keys. Right? This is about public available directory. Publicly available directory. So one is public announcement. Distribution of public keys can be done in 4 ways. One is public announcement. Second one is publicly available directory. Third one is by using the public keys can be distributed by public key authority. Public key authority. It improves the security over distribution of keys from the directory. Now I'll see that how the public key authority distribute the public keys. Distribute the public keys. We'll see that. We'll see the diagram. He is a public key authority. He is a public key authority. He is a sender or the initiator, represented as A, responder or the receiver, represented as B. Initiator A, the responder B. Responder B. Public key authority. Public key authority. First, initiator request to the public key authority with time, with time can be represented. This is the first step. First step. So what he has to initiate? I want to communicate. I want to communicate B. I want to communicate the responder. So the initiator request to the public key authority. Request to the public key authority. That's why the first step it's mentioned request. Here the symbol is represented concatenation symbol. Concatenated with time. Concatenated with time. Right? Then public key authority reply to the initiator. How the public key authority can be replied means the message can be encrypted. The message can be encrypted by public key authority private key. Public key authority private key. That's why encrypted PRAUTH. Encrypted public private key. Encrypted private key authority. On that, what the information has to be encrypted? What the information has to be encrypted? Public key of the responder, PUB, concatenated with the initiator request, concatenated with what time the initiator is requested, that is along with request and time, in addition concatenated with the responder public key. Responder public key. This complete message, this complete information has to be encrypted by using public key authority private key. Public key authority private key. Who will send this one? Public key authority sent to the initiator. Sent to the initiator. That is the second step. And the third step, the initiator will send the encrypted message to the responder. Encrypted message to the responder. On that encrypted message, what it includes? What it includes? Public key of the responder, that's PUB, and identification of the initiator, ID. ID means identification of the initiator, and some nuns. Nuns means some other additional information. Some other additional information. These information can be encrypted. These information can be encrypted and sent to the responder. Sent to the responder. Right? Sent to the responder. And the responder, this is the third step will be done. Responder request to the public key authority and concatenated with timing. The public key authority reply to the response that has to be encrypted by using his private key, public key authority private key. The message should be encrypted. On that message, what it includes? Initiator public key, whatever the request, the responder concatenated with timing. This message means initiator public key, request and timing can be encrypted by using public key authority key, by using public key authority private key, sent to the public key authority to the responder. Then the responder will send the message, encrypted message to the initiator. Here on that encrypted message, it should be encrypted by using initiator public key. Initiator public key, we'll see that. Encrypted by using PUA, suffix A. Encrypted the message by using initiator and concatenated with whatever the nonce has send the initiator to responder, that nuns, and in addition that he has sent some other additional information, that is N2. Send the responder to initiator. Then the initiator, as I have received it, then both of them can be communicated. He has to reply to the initiator. Yes, I want to receive that message, then both of them can be communicated. This is the way is by using public keys can be distributed by using the public key authority. Public key authority. We'll see that in this diagram, the initiator wants to communicate with responder B. Further, the initiator knows the responder public key. How the initiator can know the public key of the responder? He has to communicate to the public key authority, then he will reply to the initiator. He will reply to the initiator. Then by using the responder public key, he has to send the request to the responder, and then the responder will request to the public key of the initiator. After that, he will send the message, encrypted message by using the initiator public key, will send the message responder to initiator. After that, he will send, yes, I have received that information. Then both of them can be communicated. This is the way the public keys can be distributed by using public key authority. This is more secure when we compare to the previous method. What are the things we are discussing? One is public distribution of public keys can be done. One is by using publicly announcement. Second one is by using public available directory. Third one is the distribution of public keys can be done by using public key authority. This method is more secure when we compare to the previous one. When we compare to the previous one. So this is what are the advantages and what are the drawbacks. Here, more secure and attractive than the previous two methods. The drawback is each and every time the user must appeal to the authority for public key for every other user that wishes to contact to the public key authority. That is the major drawback. That each and every time they has to communicate the public key authority, then the participant's public key has to know. That is the major drawback. And another drawback is the directory of names and public keys maintained by the authority is vulnerability for tampering. Some of them, he has not the trusted person, then there may be some misuse. That the that person, that is a public key authority person, that the directory of names and public keys maintained by the authority is vulnerable to tampering. Key may also be possible for tampering the information, right? So this is advantages and drawbacks by using public key authority to distribute the public keys. And the another method to distribute the public keys by using public key certificates. Public key certificates. The public key authority could be, that is, I'll explain these public key certificates by using this diagram. You'll see that A is the initiator, B is the responder. A is the initiator, B is the responder, right? You'll see that, you'll see that here the initiator send the request to the certification authority by using his public key, by using the initiator public key. I want to communicate the responder B, responder B, B, please issue the certificate, issue the certificate. How the certificate can be obtained? By registering the certificate authority. By registering the certificate authority means by default all the participants in the network can be registered the certificate authority. Certificate authority. There's a your MCA degree certificates who will be provided, that is the university, that is autonomous, right? That is he is a certificate authority, right? You are having the 10th class certificate means you are having the certified, you have qualified the authority, you have qualified the 10th class, and you have qualified inter, you have qualified the BSc, so that the certification will be provided. Similarly, the initiator A, by using his public key, request can be done to the certification authority. Then the certification authority will provide the certificate to the initiator. CA is the certification of the initiator A. C, certification. A means the participant. Here, initiator, I am represented as A. That's why CA. CA. Right? So, on that certificate, certification authority can be encrypted the message. On that message, what it includes means time, time, identification of the initiator, identification of the initiator, and the public key of the initiator, public key of initiator, timing, concatenation symbol. These two lines will represent concatenation symbol. Time concatenated with identification of A means the identification of the initiator, concatenated with public key of the initiator. This information has to be encrypted by using certification authority. Then that certification can be sent from certification authority to the initiator. Then the initiator has to decrypt that certificate, and he has to send the request to the responder. This is my certification. I am an authorized person in the network. I want to communicate with you. I want to communicate with you. The initiator will send the response. Initiator will send the request to the responder. Initiator will send the request to the responder. Then the responder has to request to the certification authority, I want to communicate with the initiator. Please provide my certificate. Then the certification authority will send the certification to the responder. That has to be encrypted by using certification authority. On that, it has to include the timing concatenated with identification of the responder, concatenated with public key of the responder. Public key of the responder. Here, the concatenation symbol, two lines. Time 2, concatenated with ID, identification of the responder B, concatenated with public key of the responder B. Public key of responder B. After receiving the certificate from the certification authority, the responder, then he has to send that certificate to the B, to the A, sorry, to the A initiator. Then both of the authorized persons in the network, then they has to communicate with each other. That's the way to communicate, that's the way to distribute the public keys. The distribution of the public keys can be done 4 ways. Distribution of public keys can be done in 4 ways. First, what is the first way? What is the first way? One is public announcement. Second one is to distribute the public keys, publicly available directory. Mute ma, who will that? Who is that person? So the distribution of public keys can be done in 4 ways. One is public announcement. Second one is publicly available directory. Third one is by using public key authority. Fourth one is by using public key certificates. These are the 4 ways to distribute the public keys. To distribute the public keys. So the requirements on these public key certificates are any participant can read the certificate to determine the name and public key of certificate's owner. Certificate's owner. Any participants in the network. He has to read that certificate. He has to determine what are that name, what is his public key. His public key. And any participant can verify that the certificate is originated from the certification authority or not. That certificate has to came from the originated or not. Right? Your 10th class certificate can be originated from SSC, that is from the authorized state or not. That is, any participant can verify that certificate has to originated from the certification authority. Certification authority. Mute itself. Who will that? Madhula Harshini. Right? And only certificate authority can create, updates the certificate. Suppose the certificate changes are there. Only authorized one only has to update or create the certificates. Only certificate authority can create, update the certificates. Means any changes, name changes or public key changes. Only the authorized person is certification authority. Only certificate authority can create, updates the certificates. Updates the certificate. And also the another requirements in this scheme, that is a public key certificate scheme, that is a any participant can verify the concurrency of certificate as follows. Suppose B gets certification from A. It decrypt that, message. Here, here, how the certificate can be transmitted? The initiator, that is encrypted by using certification authority. He has to decrypt. He has to decrypt by using public key authority, by using the authority public key. Then the know that it has to include identification of the initiator, public key of the initiator, and the timing. T means the time. Time. Now the responder has to know the certificate holder from the identification of E, public key of E, and the timestamp. Means the timing T. It validates the concurrency of the certificate or not, that the responder has to identify. Responder has to identify, right? How the decrypt the certificate B. Here, the initiator will send the certification to B. How the initiator will send it the certificate? In the encrypted format. In the encrypted format to the B. How the responder has to decrypt it? By using certification authority public key. After decryption, what he has to obtain? Identification of A, public key of the A, and the timestamp, timing, right? After that, after that, he has to request his certificate to the certification authority. After receiving certificate, he has to send his certificate to the initiator, to the initiator, right? These are the requirements on this scheme in certification authority. So these are the four ways to distribute the public keys. What are the four ways, ma? What are the four ways? One is public announcement. Second one is publicly available directory. Third one is, third one is, third one is authorized person. From that authorized person, he has to get the permission. And the fourth one is public key certificate. Public key certificate, right? These are the four ways to distribute the public keys. Second way in the key management system, the two ways are, one is distribution of public keys. Second one is public key distribution of secret keys. Secret keys means public key encryption to distribute secret keys. There are two approaches are available. One is simple secret key distribution. Second one is secret key distribution with confidentiality and authentication. With confidentiality and authentication. These are the two ways are available public key distribution of secret keys. These are the two ways are available in public key distribution of the secret, public key distribution of secret key. What are the ways? Simple secret key distribution. Second one is secret key distribution with confidentiality and authentication. Now we'll see this public key distribution of secret keys. First one is a simple secret key distribution. Simple secret key distribution. Here the initiator, responder. First the initiator has to send his public key of the initiator, concatenation with identification of the initiator. ID means the identification of initiator. These are my identifications. This is my public key. The initiator has to send to the responder. After that, after that, the responder has to encrypt the message by using initiator public key. By using initiator public key. Public key. Which one is encrypted? The session key. Session key. KS. KS. That session key has to valid only for that session. After completion of that session, the next key is used. That's why it's more secure. It allows secure communication. No keys before or after exist. No keys before or after exist. So the initiator wants to communicate with P. First, the initiator has to send his public key concatenated with the identification of the initiator. Then the responder has to encrypt by using the initiator public key. What it encrypt means the session key, KS. KS. So here, once the communication is over, both A and B, both initiator and the responder, once the communication is over, that session key is discarded. That session key is not valid. Only for that session, by using that key is valid. After completion of the communication, the initiator and the responder, that session key will be discarded. That's why once communication is over, both A and B, it discards session key, KS. What are the advantages by using this method? It's a simple but most powerful. No key should be maintained before or after communication. Only that session key has to be maintained. That's why it should be simple and the more powerful one. Next, the another way that is a public key distribution of secret keys. One is simple secret key distribution. Second one is secret key distribution with confidentiality and authentication. How it should be provided. Secret key distribution with confidentiality and authentication. How it should be provided. The initiator A, the responder B. Here in the first step is initiator, initiator, is that the initiator, the initiator first encrypt by using responder public key. Initiator encrypt by using responder public key, PUB. What it encrypt means identification of the initiator. These are my identification. Concatenated with nuns. Nuns. N1. Nuns. After receiving the responder, then the responder has to send to the initiator. The responder encrypted by using initiator public key, that is EPUA. Encrypted by using initiator public key, EPUA. What it includes means this nuns concatenated with responder nuns. Responder nuns. Nuns. After receiving the initiator, then the initiator will send nuns to N2. N2. How the initiator will send the responder means by using the responder public key. By using the responder public key, encrypted that message, that nuns, right? And also initiator will send that he has to encrypt, by using initiator private key. Initiator private key. Which one can be encrypted? Session key can be encrypted. So the session key KS, we observe the cursor moment. Session key can be encrypted by using initiator private key. Initiator private key. But the responder has to know what the public key of the initiator. That's why at the responder or the receiver has to decrypt that message. Decrypt that message, decrypt that session key, decrypt that session key. So the session key first it has to encrypted by using initiator private key, and again encrypted by the responder public key, by the responder public key. So that here first session key can be encrypted by the initiator private key. Means other persons, means it should provide authorized person only send the session key. It should provide the confidentiality. It should provide the confidentiality. Sorry, it should provide the authentication. And only authorized person has to decrypt that message, that session key. Means it should provide the confidentiality. No other person able to receive that message. No other person able to decrypt that message. That is, it should provide the confidentiality. So here the session key can be encrypted the two times. One is by using the initiator private key, and again encrypt that session key by using the responder public key. That's why with this it should provide the distribution of the keys can be provided both confidentiality and the authentication. Confidentiality and the authentication. So these are the two ways can be done by using public key distribution of the secret keys. One is by using simple secret key distribution. Second one is secret key distribution with confidentiality and authentication. With confidentiality and authentication. This is about the key management. Key management, right? Any queries regarding this key management system? Raise your hands. Any queries? This key management system? Z Madhu. G Madhu. Harini. Harini. Any queries? Raise your hands. Any queries? Raise your hands. Any queries, ma'am, regarding this topic? Regarding this topic, any queries? So today what we are discussed? Today what you are discussed, ma'am? That is key management system. So in the previous class, we are discussing in public key cryptography, how the confidentiality should be provided and how authentication should be provided. How authentication should be provided. And also how both confidentiality and authentication should be provided. Right? And what are the differences between symmetric key and asymmetric key? What are the differences between symmetric and the asymmetric keys, and also what are the public key characteristics, and what are the requirements of public key crypto system, right? So in the key management system today class we are discussing there are two aspects to use the public key cryptography. One is distribution of public key. Second one is the use of public key encryption to distribute the secret keys. So in distribution of public keys can be done in four ways: public announcement, public available directory, public key authority, public key certificates. Public key certificate. And the public key encryption to distribute the secret keys can be done in two ways. Can be done in two ways. One is simple secret key distribution. Second one is secret key distribution with confidentiality and authentication. With confidentiality and authentication. Here in distribution of the public keys, the four ways can be done. Four ways can be done. What are the four ways? Public announcement, public available directory, public key authority, public key certificates. Public key certificates. So today class I am explaining the distribution of public keys, and also I'm explaining in this class public key distribution of secret keys. That is public key encryption to distribute the secret keys. How this is can be done in two ways: simple secret key distribution with confidentiality and authentication. Right? Today class we are discussing about the key management system. Any queries, ma? Raise your hands. Otherwise, I'll end the session. Okay, ma. Thank you.